Okay, so welcome to the Game Lounge. I haven't had my old mic in because sometimes the USB just is messed up, and then my chair. I want a new chair, so I'm probably gonna do that all this weekend. I got a lot to do, man, and I literally only have about 10 to 15 minutes before I get ready to leave out. So YouTube is what it's about. This whole COPPA. I didn't address, or I didn't talk about COPPA. I did try a lot of things in the past, and I had issues ever since the Google Plus integration, when Twitch started getting bigger than what it really is. When Mixer came along, one thing that I continuously recommended was, hey, we need some identity management, because there's these I marked my stream for 18, right? And then there's this kid from Vietnam, or whoever shows up. Vietnam rules now, so I gotta, Vietnam laws on who's a kid or a child shows up in your live stream and they start conversating with you, and it's, hey man, games are for everyone. If I'm playing Super Mario Brothers, right here, here's the thing. If let's do this, because I need this website as also a reference guide. If I'm playing Super Mario Brothers, I mark my stream for 18. I'm like, motherfuck this and motherfuck that. Then, my shit ain't suitable for kids. I'm 41. I ain't making shit for kids. That's the bottom line up front. Where kids can go? They can take their asses to school, do their homework. Now, in retrospect to that, this is an online universe now. When I was a kid, I went to the arcades, me and my best friend. And it was just locally down the street. We're in the arcades playing Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat 2. I think that came out, I think I was like 14, 15 when that came out. So when you go to some place like Putt golfing games and Chuck E. Cheese's, and you're playing an arcade machine, or you're playing any video game, in other words, Mortal Kombat came out around that time, and they're not gonna walk up to you and say, hey, you know what, you're too young to play this game. We played that shit. It came to the home consoles eventually. They took the blood out, but the Genesis version didn't. So we played it, right? There wasn't anything that wasn't suitable for kids in that manner. It was parents complaining about, oh wait, this game is too violent. So these guys came out of nowhere. They said, okay, we're gonna freaking change the gaming industry. Now we have, every game has to be rated except for digital games online. They said nope for online and digital games, unless that online digital game want to go through the torture rack. Otherwise, this game is not rated, because it's an online downloadable game that's hosted on the PlayStation service or Nintendo service. There are certain games that are not rated. They don't know what to do with it. But this right here is a good start into this COPPA thing. This is a very good start for gaming creators, content creators. Here's what I was trying to do a long time ago. When I was on Twitch and some little kid shows up, when I marked my stream for freaking 18 and above, this kid apparently stole his parents' phone and got on Twitch and said, hey, how's it going, Game Lounge? Hi. Yay. And I'm like, how's it going? I'm being me. Hey, hi. Kid friendly face. Hell no, it ain't kid friendly. You see that stream and it's marked 18. And I told the person, I said, hey, how old are you? Oh, I'm 14. Okay, you're 14. I don't care. But you see that marking at the bottom down here? So I said, okay, I'm going to try something different. I am going to try something different here. I took this right here. It was a rated M logo on my visual screen, but then it was adults only. I found this one and I tried to put that on the live stream, which I'm still trying to do. I'm still trying to do where I can periodically show this through a LUA script, to periodically show it like this. And then it goes away, just like they do on television. When you see that television show and it comes across at the top left, right? It shows, and then it goes away. It says rate NC-17 or rated or you know the television ratings. It shows up and it goes away. Well, they've done this for games. For every game, right? Doesn't matter what kid friendly you are doing. They've done it for every video game because I gear my channel to video games. Well, there was a guy, I'll just back up. I watched the FTC's workshop on COPPA, and there's questions they didn't properly answer. One guy asked, so if you see a channel, they kept targeting YouTube. If you see a channel that has games on it, is it made for kids? And he said something to the degree of, if it's something like if it's there to attract young kids. And I start to think like, okay, you don't know what to say. That was to the degree what he said. I didn't say that was verbatim. That was to the degree of how they're talking right now. Because they're not talking about rights, and they're putting that pivot point at YouTube. But they're not putting the pivot point, right? They're not putting the pivot point on the parents, which they're not putting the pivot point on the developers. You know, they're not putting the pivot point on the on the apps, right? Let's go to now I'm on Google Play, because they say, hey, the games are the apps, and then and within the apps, then here's the games. These are supposed to be the family games. Now I have the Big Knox emulator. I can load these games and I can see what happens. If I load these games and I get a weird ad, right? These are the games. You see this? Young creators change the game. Really? I ain't even gonna click that. But these are the ones that they publish for young kids, right? You know what this game is targeting right here? Dumb Ways Jr. This game really ain't for kids. This game is targeting Dumb Ways to Die. That video, right? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is why these guys are targeting creators. But I'm going to show you a couple things that, and in my voiced opinion here, matter of fact, you know who need to really take this fine up the ass, and that's Google, man. Before YouTube's ads, they can't do anything without AdSense. The Google AdSense, the algorithms that DeepMind Google is in charge of. Alphabet. So look, these guys are targeting creators because they say that, or the FTC says that creators are the ones who build the content. Content. Look, I'm showing you right now. YouTube creators didn't make this shit. This is a fucking application made for everyone. Education. There ain't nothing educational about dumb ways to fucking die. That was a message of like, that was a skewed message for like some drug shit or whatever that was going on. This was like 2014, I think. Let's go to it. Here it is. Dumb ways to die. This is what this shit is about. This is what that ad is targeting. This was over 7 years ago. This is YouTube. This is good. This is what they. So that ad right there is a targeted ad for me because I'm in Kansas, and that is that ad gets actually played on television, right? Keep this and let this sink in. They said they would delete channels who are not commercially viable. And I'm gonna tell you off the bat, none of the shit on YouTube is commercially viable. Nothing will ever appear on television. Not big television. One channel that they have, and it's called not Create, because that's also their own web thing, right? There's a specific channel here where I live that shows non-educational videos, but those stupid videos where those fail videos, fail army videos. Fail army goes on there. React. Those React channels go on there. Like the FBE, the Fine Brothers shit go on there. All the other stuff don't. Right? So let that sink in for a minute. You're telling me and I always thought this was funny because I was wondering, this is the Metro, there's the Metro trains. Now they're probably gonna go, oh wait, let me flag that video. So many dumb ways to die. So the same company, Metro, makes a Dumb Ways Junior, and they can get away with that for kids? All right. Back in the day, where all this shit was catapulting from was the fact that grown-ass men my age sitting around when the Blackberries started appearing and the Androids started coming out, and they were texting like a motherfucker. Fast forward, we had these online apps that still allowed you to connect these texting apps to your phone, get on a Google Plus account, and you can text anybody you want on there. All these accounts that had no identity management. I'm tying it back to what I started with. And you know this as YouTube, as Google Hangouts. Let's go to it. Let's look at Google Hangouts real quick here. I think I just had it up. Here it is, Google Hangout. Hi Eric, where's my intro? Like, hey, do you agree to X, Y, and Z? Where's my privacy notice here? I can just start a new conversation with anybody. Free phone call, man. And this is a virtual IP, so it doesn't really, or a virtual number. So you call it back, it's gonna call right here, and it's gonna appear on my phone, just like Facebook. But I get nothing. I got a photo by Paul Moody. Who the fuck is that? Paul Moody. All right. Here's what. Like I said, I'm tying this back. They're targeting creators, but here's who really need to take the L up the ass. The straight up lube. Now, where's my privacy info on that shit? Okay, here we go. Privacy. Look at this picture right here in the middle. A collection of services. All these services are wrapped around Google. YouTube, Gmail, Maps. And the YouTube creators built that? I don't think they did. I don't think they did. The YouTube creators that make kids videos built this. So YouTube fucked up because they're using AdSense from these guys. And now you go after the creator. It's going to be real interesting in January and December 10th on through. I'm telling you right now, I want to see somebody get a $40,000 fine. I'm telling you right now, that countersuit is going to be ugly when they pull shit like this down. Effective October 2019. Here's the new policy. Private. They'll probably change this again in December because they're going to have to. So I have about 5 minutes. I can skim through this. I'm going to pick from some of this. Oh, look, they want me to watch a video. Information Google collects. Ads you'll find most useful, the people who matter to you, who matter most to you online. Or which YouTube videos you may like. You see, they didn't underline that. The information Google collects and how that information is used depends on how you use our services and how you manage your privacy controls. Doesn't that sound like the parents need a responsibility in setting those privacy controls, right? If you let your kids play this new Stadia that comes out that has no privacy controls on it, I already seen Reddit comments that people are already stating, oh, I bought this for my kids. There are no privacy controls on that shit, man. Guess who has it though? Xbox and PlayStation. Switch. Doesn't belong to Google. So they're already setting people up for failure with that Stadia. Yeah. There's one specific one that I found, and I want to share that with you all here. And one thing I want to talk about. I'm gonna scroll right to it. I'm gonna click right on it because I was kind of like, hey, so I want to be in compliance with cooperation with the regulators here. These are my legal frameworks. Oh, look at that. My legal frameworks. Certain legal frameworks. What kind of legal frameworks are we talking here? Damn. They do have this privacy shield. So ooh, boy, I tell you, that's data transfer. I was reading all of this. Specific Google services. You know, I see YouTube Kids, but you see the next one down from that? Let's look at that. Google accounts managed with Family Link. Doesn't that sound like parents need a responsibility? Last I quoted the FTC saying they don't want to put any pressure on the parents. For children under 13 or applicable age in your country. No, you need to list every single country in that law. You can't just do that. That's vague. So look at this. We know it's important for you to understand what personal information we collect in association with your child's Google account, why we collect it, and how you can update, manage, export, and delete that information. You can't delete it. That's a lie. It stays on there. The privacy notice does not apply to the practices for any third-party, non-Google apps, actions, or websites that your child may use. Yeah, this is why they're coming after YouTube, because it's one of their partners. So you're throwing you skew your partner under the bus. But really, who need the bus? Who need to take that fucking need to take a $500,000 fine for this? So look, the information we collect. That the information you and your child create or provide to us. As a part of the account creation process, we ask for personal information like the first and last name, address, and email, birthday. We collect your child. We collect the content your child provides, such as online contact information. Isn't that illegal now? You can't do that with COPPA. That's been amended. You can't even do that shit anymore. Which is necessary for us to contact you to request consent. So you contact the child, or you put the child's information in first, and then they send the parent information. How do you do that? How? Doesn't that sound like, once again, this doesn't just apply to Google. This is YouTube too. They're supposed to be following this. So, because it's a Google account. So that means the parent says yes. Right? So at this point, parents all said yes, go at it. But the stuff that we collect information about the apps, the browsers, devices your child uses to access Google services, including unique identifiers, operating system, browser type setting, device type, mobile network carrier. We also collect information about the interaction in your child's apps, your child's activity. We collect information about your child's activity, which we use to do things like recommend apps they might play on Google Play. Do you recommend that shit? Apparently it's got 4 stars. And what? Yeah, I'll bet. If your child uses our services to receive calls, what? Why would my child use that shit and start calling people? No, you don't. And that's why that shit should be removed, that Google Hangouts. Or restricted, completely restricted to kids. You have the regular phone for them, right? We may collect telephony log information like their phone number, party number, forwarding number, time and date. Isn't that against the COPPA shit? We collect information about your child's location. Isn't that against the COPPA shit? Next bullet. We may collect information about your child's voice and audio information. Isn't that against the COPPA shit? I'm gonna put that. Isn't that against the COPPA shit? Isn't that a song? Isn't that against the COPPA shit? Let's go. Isn't that against the COPPA shit? Every bullet. Isn't that against the COPPA shit? All we do is make shit against the COPPA shit. What in the fuck? How? There's nothing that says the creator made all these. Yeah, YouTube, you know what you can do? Fuck you. I ain't moving shit.